Welcome back to the episode of Unranked Podcast. Coming to you all after a weekend where Michigan was able to take care of business, handle the win. But unfortunately, had a tough loss. Our Detroit Lions against the Buccaneers at home. So yeah, we can go ahead and jump right into it. I'm gonna kick over to you. I just want to see your thoughts on what you saw from Michigan against Arkansas State on Saturday.
Yeah, I would say just not the prettiest showing we could have. Just kind of teams not firing on cylinders like you would like them to.
Yeah,
Obviously, in two games we won, they've been not the sexiest wins. Nothing really defense had some impressive moments. Offense has put them in such bad predicaments that luckily they are still holding their own for the most part. But outside of that, those brief moments where the offense happens to turn it over and defense can get them out with no points or a field goal, maybe, it's in that's kind of what we're pointing towards is those moments there. Offensively, we just look dead. We look like we don't exactly have an identity. We can't do what we want to do as far as just pound the rock. We can't run a flow. We can't catch a flow on offense. One thing or another happens. Just being brutally honest, whether it's coasting level and fumbles, or we turn it over with an interception, or Donovan Edwards missed the hole, or whatever the case may be, one thing or another is happening to where offense is just sputtering out more times than not. We can't catch a momentum, and we're and kind of do what we have done over the last couple of years to replicate our success, and that's kind of get out, play tough defense, chip away on offense, add points, just keep adding points, getting away on defense, and then by the end of it, you've ground and pound on offense so much you're starting to break those runs. They're one dimensional as far as offense goes. Your opponent, they're forced to just pass the ball. We can tee off on them as far as defense goes,
yeah,
and we're kind of teeter tottering back and forth, but we can't catch a flow. And so that's honestly what I see when I watch this game here. And I think a it's a quarterback issue. Don't get me wrong, but I also think there's underlying issues, even if the quarterback is playing very well, that we would be having question marks as far as our offensive scheme, pounding the rock, things like that. There's things that we want to do. So without singling out anything in particular, that's just kind of my general flow of what the issues that I see.
yeah, yeah. No, you hit it right on the head, man. We're just kind of hitting a spot where we hit a spot where I mean, you can kind of see things kind of come together a little bit more. But like you said, you kind of expected the game to be a little bit more cleaner against a team, especially like Arkansas.
Do it live.
Welcome back to the episode of Unranked Podcast. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Um, Michigan Wolverines took care of business, beating Arkansas State, and then Detroit Lions, unfortunately, came up short against the Buccaneers at home. So yeah, I want to throw it right over to you, E. Just kind of see your thoughts on how Michigan did this past
Yeah,
weekend.
no, I would say, yeah, just not the sexiest win. That's kind of the just one of those wins where we can't really put our head on anything. We grind it out. It was ugly.
Yeah,
A game that you can maybe accept versus Illinois or a Michigan State or somebody like that, where but not a team that's not in the mix for anything.
mm,
Not not a Power Five type team. So I just look at it, kind of like us having technical difficulties here, or our offense is having difficulties, just sputtering out one reason or another. Offensively, the quarterback's inadequate. We're just not flowing. There's not much of no momentum offensively, and that hurts us defensively. They keep putting the defense in bad spots. That's
yeah,
kind of the best bright spot of all is just the defense has seemed to hold their own, even versus Texas. We didn't get run out the building. I think it was 31 points. Um, your defense holds Texas 31 points. You would like to think your offense would go ahead and get you that 35. Go ahead and get you that walk-off field goal, 33-31 or something. So same thing
yeah,
this week. Just not what you want to see versus Arkansas State. Just simplest way to put it. And I wonder, obviously we pulled the quarterback after some of the horrendous interceptions. And we have Orgy out there, who I still think in probably 5 or 6 series at the end of the game, still only had two or three passes. So they're still really baby stepping us. When we at that point, I mean, why not go ahead and get them 10 reps at passes? I mean, who cares? You're not blowing them out necessarily. The game wasn't. You're not blowing them out where it looks gaudy, and you're also not so close in the game where you think they can come back. I mean, maybe unless he just is that damn bad. I think you could let it flow a little bit and see what he can do. So it's not time to hit the panic button, but I do want to bring it out a little bit. I think it needs to be nearby, and
Like staring at the button.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, man,
My
you
general
hit it on
thoughts
the
on it.
head. What'd you say?
I said that's kind of my just general thoughts on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I echo a lot of that. I think, it yeah, we're just watching the team try to kind of gel, but there is, a lot of disconnect. Um, and we had the unfortunate luxury of watching a team the last few years just an offensive line that was top two in the country, if not best in the country for the majority of that time. So, but I'm like you, I think what's making me kind of panic though is like there just doesn't really like there's a lot of just like mental errors, and this is like aside from quarterback play. I mean, you hit on the head with that pretty much. Um, penalties, holding, a lot of like I think there's another kind of like roughing the quarterback um penalty that they ended up scoring, going for two, getting it, just like I said, the game was already in hand and I guess the threes are in, but like you're just looking at things that just aren't like Michigan football. Like the discipline just doesn't feel weird all there right now. Um so I mean to be a little optimistic, I guess. The run game did look consistent. You know, Donovan Edwards looked good. I do think we're to the point where Khalil Mullins, I think he does need to be the starter going forward. Um, I think we'll start to kind of just talk about USC here in a second, but I just feel like it looked like there's a little more continuity there. So you kind of hope that at this point, at least with the run game, we can kind of take steps while we're still figuring out the QB situation.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think Mullins, I don't know exactly what it would be. But he graded out to the highest graded running back.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know if it's so far or maybe it's just last week or whatnot, but I mean he's keeping it moving. He's looking good. He's becoming a workhorse as a guy that transferred over from linebacker, has some running sparingly when we were beat the hell that running back. Donovan Edwards is down to a broke hand. But
Yeah.
Corum was, and we kind of threw him in, and he has some big plays for us. So it's good to see him kind of just come full circle on that. But with USC coming to town, the Trojans, we didn't know who they had at quarterback. We kind of thought there might be a fall off after Caleb Williams left, but they seem to be firing on all cylinders. Lincoln Riley kind of got him going good. 48-0 win last weekend. Tough good win versus LSU the first week. So kind of what are your thoughts with USC coming to town? And in particular, I'll spin it to what's your key to success, or how do we walk away with a win, defend our home turf?
Yeah, man. So I think I'm gonna be kind of grasping at straws here, but this is kind of logic. I feel like you got to kind of play around with this early in the season. USC they looked good against LSU, um, but LSU didn't look all that great against South Carolina, even though they got the win, got the victory. Um, but ironically, South Carolina kind of had a pretty bad issue at quarterback issue going on where one of the quarterbacks was hurt. One of the other ones was just kind of just a running threat only. So I say all that to say, um, if we can just find a way to just establish the run, and as bad as this sounds, incompleted passes better than interceptions. If we can just find a way to run the ball, complete some passes here and there, try to find a way to stay on schedule, I think we can try to, catch this USC team slipping to where, I got a, first year starter, on the road, kind of come to the big house. Be nice if we had some like early fall weather, just like 55, 57 in rain or something, but it's gonna be a cool 78, 80. but I'm sure, I think the thing that kind of gets me is it looks like their defense has improved a little bit more than um like the last couple of years where they were just like a revolving door on defense pretty much. So um, you know, we'll see how it looks with Orgy. Like it's like you said, it's a little it kind of sucks. Is not really seeing anything. Like I haven't seen him throw more than like 4 or 5 times in the game. But you hope that they said he got a package for him, so we'll see what he does.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you said. It's obviously a tough task, and I would say we know Texas aren't frauds, and um, I would believe USC's offense is not as powerful as Texas, but I'm also grasping at straws myself. So I that's kind of the one measuring stick I was using to that is if we can manufacture 30 points, 33 points, where this is, we're in it. I think the defense is going to do their job. They'll get burnt a little bit. We'll get frustrated at them a little bit, but I think it really comes down to um, manufacture, whether it's defensive points, kick returns. I don't care how you get them.
Yeah,
Just trying to manufacture that 33 points somewhere in that ballpark. I can't imagine defense is going to get ran up to the gym. So that's kind of what I'm hanging my hat on. And then as far as offensively, we do have the element of surprise. You don't know what Orgy's going to do. You don't know what he can do. There's still the all. I think people are beginning to think maybe he can't pass, but I mean, he was 2 or 3 yards away from a probably 55, 60-yard bomb, and I think we would all be having a different conversation if that landed. So was it maybe that Shamans Morgan maybe was kind of jogging it out.
Frederick Moore.
More okay, it was more. If he's not kind of going through the motions on that, and we land that, I think we all might be having a bit of a different conversation. I think USC is planning a little different if we hit that, but I still think we have the element of surprise. Lean on that run game with Orgy, so a lot of read options, a lot of funky stuff. I think just the coaches got to get in there and cook this up. You have the athletes, you have the line, tight ends around. We've I think we proved we had another two of them. Loveland went out, and then Klein came in and had like back 15, 20-yard catches. So I think,
Hmm.
we got to go heavy with a couple of backs, a couple of tight ends, and then just kind of play bully ball. I think that could work. And obviously, we got to move the ball strategically, passing wise. Just when those third downs come up, get those. Um, hit hit one of those 50, 60-yard bombs, it's a game changer because the defense is going to keep us in it. It's just a matter of offensive doing their part. That's really what I think. And the element of surprise is what I'm hoping we can come with as far as, like you said, some interesting package, some formations nobody's seen on tape with us before. And,
Yeah,
shit, go look up some old Florida Tim Tebow highlight.
yeah.
See what he did.
I don't know if you got a chance to like watch. 'Cause I don't know. I feel like I've seen a couple teams, and this is just trying to be optimistic, like Georgia Tech, Boston College, um, even South Carolina. Like they just kind of had guys that were literally just better runners than passers. And like I said, we don't know how accurate he is. We're gonna see come Saturday, but some of these teams I just rattled off, I mean, they had guys, 80, 90 rush yards, rushing touchdown, for a 10 for, 80, 90 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's kind of like figuring it out. So I just hope that really we can just not turn the ball over, give the defense, just a little more time to rest. Like we got to be able to put together, you know, hope maybe 2 to 3 like 10 play drives, get some points, is turnover, just, hope that the first, first start on the road, is just moment's a little too big for Miller Moss.
Right. No, I agree. And what comes up must come down. I mean, I do think we're the best defense they've played.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
I I think this would be a good measuring stick for us too. Just if we can win this one, get in the Big Ten play, rattle off some other wins, start to find identity. We just can't let the wheels fall off too early on. And I think this is one of them early, you know, your moment type deals. Orgy make your moment type deals. You first start, go beat USC.
Yeah,
That that buys you some
that'd be
time early.
legit.
Yeah. So no, I agree. You got I can jump out with my prediction here.
Yeah.
and I hopefully this will echo what I said, but I think it's going to be I give us a 33-31 win.
Oh, okay.
So
Man. Okay. Um, I'm gonna go, man, I'm gonna go like 27, like 27-24. I think we just get a couple turnovers. I think we find a way to get in the end zone a few times. And I think, yeah, walk off, 45, 48 yarder to
I
win
take
it.
yeah,
Cool.
I think we got the recipe, man. It's just element of
Yeah,
surprise. Hopefully, Orgy can.
yeah, you hope that O line, and we'll obviously should get to this. Just hope they just, if you can put it together, no penalties, and just batted incomplete passes over turnovers or interceptions. So,
Right. Agreed.
but yeah, we'll shift gears here. Talk about our Detroit Lions. They played the Bucks. Um, Great game, tough loss to start the season. I mean, played our worst that I've seen in a while, while still having every opportunity to come out with that victory. It's kind of interesting. So yeah, I want to shoot over to you. 'Cause we ain't even talked about it since Sunday. We
No, we have
just
not.
we
Just
diving right in, so
airing
it's
it
gonna be
out.
interesting.
Yeah. No, I think we might probably echo a lot of similar things. I think we're just trying to be too pretty offensively.
Yeah.
I think in a game that was well, I mean, I can't even think of the final score right now, but like 16-20 or something like that. In a game that was not high scoring at all. We did not had no need for us to have 55 passes with Jared Goff. That he's not prime Peyton Manning. He's not, we paid him to kind
Yeah.
of move change when needed and hand the ball off, take care of the ball. And I think he's not doing a lot of that right now. And I think, having a lot of interceptions, we're airing it out a lot more. I think Ben Johnson is trying to get a little sexy with, okay, let's see what we can do with
Hey Mo.
um yeah, JMO. Let's try to send the ball a little bit. I almost think maybe too much. I think we got to do what works. What works is I think we sprinkle him in. And if by week 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we realize he's wide receiver number one over naturally occurring, I'm fine with that. But I think we got to keep feeding St. Brown, Laporta, and then those two backs. I think those two backs feed it all. They should damn near be splitting 55 carries between the two versus Golf having 55 passes. I think much
Yeah.
better recipe for success. And that's just kind of what I think the biggest problem was offensively. Defensively, I mean, what can we say about Hutch? I mean, just he was going to town. I think
Defense
they
looked good to
were
start the
biased it,
season.
but he was like what 5 sacks.
Yeah.
Um,
4.5.
so yep,
Yeah.
he's leading NFL in sacks. That's one of the best. Just
Like
I mean,
in the
no matter what
team,
they did, yeah,
like it's him and then like teams. He's had
teams.
more than all
Yes,
the
I
teams
see the
combined
list.
right
He
now.
had like a good 15 teams. He has more sacks than. So I
Yeah.
think he's proven he's a difference maker, and we don't even have all firing power on defense. But
Yeah.
considering Baker Mayfield, I think was hovering around 50% completion. We bottled up a lot of their receivers for the most part. Godwin got loose on us once, but
Hmm.
overall, defense played a sound game. And if you hold a team to 20 points, you would like to think what's supposed to be a top five defense or offense in the NFL can muster up, 21 points. So
Yeah.
we got to figure out and get back to bread and butter of pounding that rock in play action, and then
Yeah.
playing JMO when we find it necessary.
Yeah. No, you're right. No, ironically, the last time I think I saw something where the last time Jared Goff threw the ball for like more than like 50 times, or like 45 times in the game, maybe, was when we played the Bucks early last year. Or yeah, like last October, and that was when the running backs were both hurt. So I don't know.
Right. Yeah, we was out there with Knight. Yeah.
Yeah, right, yeah. So I don't know. It was interesting. Just kind of watching it unfold. It's had a bad feeling. Just first game, first play, it's a pass, it's a pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not loving what I'm seeing with the offense, to where there's a lot of just like we're gonna play this like one-on-one to the outside, throw this little hitch route. Um, and I think we just got to establish the run more. I think we really just got to look to do that a lot more. Like you said, hit it right on the head with Goff, making sure he's not throwing the ball too much. Get back to our identity. I think the defense has started the season off great as well, to where I feel like as much as the offense is sputtering right now, they've been holding up well. A little bit of blunders in the secondary, obviously with Terry on a couple blown coverage. Pass interference calls here and there, but I do like how they holding up so far. Um, but yeah, we'll jump
Real
in
quick, the last thing I'll say is just give me 10 seconds on this.
for sure.
Vita Vea was out most of the second half, and
Yeah, yeah.
Kansas was out. I mean, that's prime time. Let's just put this ball on the ground, give it to
But he beat the
Montgomery.
Rams.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that was a no-brainer. I think
Yeah,
anybody, I mean, that's simple. That's as easy as if their number one corner goes out, you're gonna try to throw it out there. I think that's how we had to look at it. We would they would do the same if whoever was guarding JMO went down. They would try to feed him the ball 10 times in the second half. I
for
think we have to
sure.
lean that. But yeah, no, I think just a tough loss. Hey, you hate to lose at home. And then the circle to block back with the Cardinals, who are an interesting squad.
Yeah,
So kind of previewing the Cardinals. Are they saying that 2-0 or 1-1?
1-1.
1-1. Both teams are 1-1 heading into the game. And Marvin Harrison, Kyler Murray, they made it interesting last game. Has a great connection. Looks like a great young connection there. But kind of what are your thoughts on, just kind of
Yeah,
everything everything, they bring to the table and what we can do to try to stop it, get back on track.
yeah. Well, they look great so far coming out the gate. They almost went and got one in Buffalo. Um, they can score for sure. I do feel like there's a little opportunity there though on the ground for us to expose them in some ways. But I do expect us to establish the run. I wouldn't be surprised if it does touch that 35, 45 mark up the gut, stretch plays, reverses, end arounds. I mean, I do think we're going to kind of get back to our bread and butter and really just start to, get back to more of that physicality side of things. But yeah, when it does come to Cardinals, yeah, big fan of Kyler Murray. I think I kind of expect and hoping for him to have a big year against everybody except us. So it's going to be one of those things we got to have trouble with running quarterbacks, quite a bit. They seem to have not taken much time to unlock Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, he came right out the gate, was playing against him in fantasy and was up 25 and down 10 in a
Yeah.
matter of seconds. So, but yeah,
We seen that
um,
coming. Yeah.
yeah. So, but I think this is a good bounce back spot for us. Like I felt kind of back against the wall, fan base overreacting. It's time to kind of right the ship right now. Kind of reminds me of Seattle lost last year.
Yeah, I agree. And I do think a lot of it has to do with just our change in philosophy offensive wise. I don't know if we said, okay, hey, we just gave Jared Goff X amount, we just gave St. Brown X amount. We gotta justify these or not. But
Yeah.
I think we can't go too far away from the blueprint, which has been working the last like 2.5 seasons. So keep leaning into that. Second a lot of what you said there. And I hope we get back to that. I think Ben Johnson will get back to that because he's also, I think, he could be a head coach. He doesn't want to let that get too far off the pattern too. You got to keep that top 5, top 7 offense in the NFL in order to keep that happen, and you got all the tools to do it. So I anticipate us getting back on track offensively. Defensive wise, we have held up so well through the first couple of weeks. It will be interesting to see kind of throw the wrench of Kyler Murray in there as far as elusiveness, running ability, just kind of dancing in and out of the pocket, extending
Yeah.
play, how them young corners are going to deal with that. How Hutch will adjust. Hutch is known to overrun players. Knock on wood for him. Just kind of how that's all going to gel together for us. I'd be lying if I say I wasn't a little nervous. I think Marvin
Yeah.
Harrison could have arguably had 1,000 yards in the NFL last year. So we know what he's bringing to the table. Stay healthy wise. I mean, you could chalk him up for 10,000 receiving yards in his career. He's one of them type of guys. Size, speed, just calm. And he's a little terrifying. So I think, throw Carlton Davis on him, and then let the rest of the young boys kind of flow on, and then hopefully stay sound when Kyler Murray breaks the pocket. Don't give up any of those kind of just kind of scramble drill plays where you're giving up 20, 30-yard bombs for just because you kind of lost track of a guy because he's running around back there for 6 seconds. And
Yeah.
as far as the D line goes, hopefully Hutch can cause havoc again, get back there a couple of times to him. Because good or bad for us, I think Kyler Murray get happy feet if you get to him a couple of times, which could be good or bad thing for us. But I think either way, just go be disruptive. That D line, they're pretty good. So
Yeah. Yeah, man. No, I think one of those things is I'm looking forward to us getting back to what we do best, running the football. Me, Montgomery, 15, 16 times. Go Gibbs, get him some action, get him involved in the pass game. We got to just continue to just play our game. And I think this is a good level set. Won't ramble. It's tough to play. I don't know how often you play the two teams you beat in the playoffs as soon as you start the next season. Out of the gate 1-1. It's hard to beat a team twice in a row, twice in a row. So that in itself, to come out of that 1-1 unscathed, I feel like we are in a good spot. Backs against the wall. I think we'll probably jump into score predictions here. And I think I'm gonna go with I'm gonna do 29-26. I think we established the run. I think they do got a high-powered offense. But I think we do just enough to get out of there as we still shaking off the rust of being so early in the season.
Yeah, I like that. I'll go 30-24. Second a lot of what you said. I think they'll move the ball on us a little bit. I think it's inevitable. I just hope we can maintain and kind of establish back to our blueprint and lean into that as much as possible and let the rest shake out. And no, I agree with you. And it's always back to what we said all last year and the year before, just quarter by quarter. It's a 17-game season, just break that up quarter by quarter. You get out of this first quarter, sitting there 3-1, that's a dub. And then just replicate that again. You keep doing that, the division's yours. Obviously it's no time to hit the panic button here, but I think coaches are just doing a little too much experimenting. Golf is a little too comfortable with slinging that ball around a little bit.
Yeah.
And the defense has been hearing all of our complaints, so they've stepped up their side of the bargain. So
yeah,
it's back to the offense to do their part.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, looking forward to 2 big time games. Pretty sure the Cardinals Lions game is game of the week. Being in that 4:25 slot. Tom Brady might be on the call. I'm looking forward to just glad football season's back. We in the thick of it now, and looking forward to seeing what this team going to do on Sunday. And
yes, sir.
Looking forward, obviously, to our Wolverines and seeing what they bring to the table as well.
No, I'm with you. You got anything else for the people?
So I got. Be back with y'all next time. Peace.